So Shaw says that if you compare what Adam Smith spoke about 18 men being involved in the pin making process and he calling it the triumph of civilization, because Adam Smith's logic was that since it took 18 men to produce a pin, it meant that 18 men were given 18 stages of the production. They were responsible for 18 stages in the process of production. And by doing one thing over and over and over, each person became quicker at the task. So they were specialized in their stage. They had complete authority over their stage. Now, though Shaw doesn't think that it is particularly a triumph of civilization, because he believes that repetitive work can get boring and it can be intellectually numbing after a time, because you don't have to think. You are almost working like a machine. But Shaw says this is at least better than completely being replaced by a machine, which is what capitalism does. So he is lamenting the age of the machine, where even those 18 men who had limited knowledge of the pin making process are entirely replaced by machines. And though production is unprecedented, because now we are looking at surplus production also, and that is why the worth of the product is also lost, because it is mechanized production. What it is resulting in is that there are large sections in the human population which are unintelligent and unskilled. They are making very limited and very minimal use of their mind. Thus, human potential is not being realized. It remains underused, and this is leading to mental degradation. And this is a worrisome thing for Shaw. Right? And Shaw says that you can't even help it, because capitalism is such an evil system that it's part of the cycle. No one can know something in its entirety, because they are just heavily dependent on the machine. If the machine breaks down, no one will know how to produce or how to go about with the production process. And since everyone has got used to the machine, they have become lethargic, they've become lazy, and they've become used to a lifestyle where they don't have to use a lot of gray matter. Right? Then he goes on to give us another analogy. In fact, this time it's the sheep story. And Shaw tells us how, right from shearing the sheep, shearing is removing the wool of the sheep, to spinning the wool, to knitting, to actually producing woolen wear or winter wear, used to be done by a single person in earlier times, right? Where the woman of the house, maybe the family was into animal husbandry. Every family owned farm animals, and sheep are a very common kind of farm animal in the sheep is a common kind of farm animal in England. So he said, right from the word go, so right from removing the wool from the body of the sheep to making a sweater or to the end product, everything, the woman or the family members were aware of each stage in the production process, and there was a personal investment in the final product. But now you just enter into a ready made shop and you just pick up whatever you like. Sometimes you don't like something and still you pick it up just because you have a compulsion to buy. So there's this ambience, or there's this environment of universal ignorance due to capitalism. He calls it universal ignorance. No one knows anything. People don't know where things are coming from. People don't know the stages involved in the production. People don't know why they're even buying something. Sometimes they buy even when they don't require something. So all of this is basically leading Shaw to engage in this kind of cynicism.